guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish and see what real value is. Call 877-249-6988. You can also save a bundle when you combine DishNet high-speed internet with your TV service. Call 877-249-6988. Programming starting as little as $29.99, plus access to thousands of movies and TV shows. Stream to your TV, smartphone, or tablet. Call 877-249-6988. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get Dish today.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:03. I'm Di Rice with the latest in live local news here on Kcaa 1050 AM and 106.5 FM. California Highway Patrol is investigating a fatal crash on the West 210 freeway Sunday night. Details surrounding the crash are still coming in, but CHP officials say the driver of a white pickup truck was taken into custody, suspected of driving under the influence of alcohol. Traffic was backed up for miles, triggering a SIG alert. It was being diverted to the southbound 215. The crash was reported shortly before 9 o'clock last night. Witnesses say that the driver of the pickup truck crashed into a car before crashing into a motorcyclist. Initial reports said the motorcyclist was dragged to his or her death underneath the pickup truck, approximately 500 to 700 feet. The name of the victim is being withheld until next of kin is notified. The name of the subject has not been released either. And Riverside's Overlook Parkway was designed nearly 5 decades ago as a major route, but 2 short segments of the road were never built, and Riverside City Council may decide this month whether or not they will ever be. Finishing the road would provide a continuous path from Alessandro Boulevard to Washington Street, or if an additional connector road is built to Madison Street and the 91 freeway. But some residents and city officials argued that completing the road would cause intolerable increases in traffic, inundating the Casablanca neighborhood and the Arlington Heights Citrus Greenbelt with cars, noise, and air pollution. Additionally, a new look at the traffic plan is in order because plans such as Moreno Valley's World Logistics Center and development near March Air Force Reserve Base and other projects were not originally in the works. Inland Empire weather, we have an increasing chance of showers in the overnight hours and into tomorrow. 70% chance overnight and continuing Tuesday. Light winds and cooler. It is expected to get up to about 64 today. Today we hit about 66 and now we're dropping back down as it's 64 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your traffic in Ontario, stop and go 15 northbound between the 60 and Harupa Street, and then the south is slow from the 10 to Harupa, or rather the 10 to the 60, and then from the 91 to El Cerrito Road. That is very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
This report has been brought to you by Hero. Declare your independence from high utility bills with Hero, a new financing program that makes home energy and water efficiency upgrades more affordable. Visit heroprogram.com for details.
Give yourself the investment of a lifetime. Enjoy this holiday season in a luxury estate home at Charleston Estates, the only new home neighborhood in prestigious South Redlands and smartly priced from the mid-800,000s. Charleston Estates features gourmet kitchens and California rooms that make holiday entertaining even more memorable. Homes reach 4,463 square feet with up to 5 bedrooms. Ask about our discounted HOA dues and move-in incentives, too. Visit MaliaHomes.com for details. That's MaliaHomes.com.
This is the YouTube radio show,
Guess who used to be a fat kid? This guy!
the official radio show that features superstars of YouTube.
Those breasts are amazing.
Take something that you can fix your lips into and just suck on it as hard as you can.
Attention, citizens of California. I can fly. I'm a reindeer.
Now, here's your host, the Poorman.
Good afternoon and happy Monday to everybody in the IE and around the world, in Southern California and anywhere else you might hear this wonderful show. I'm the Poorman, your host. I'm excited to be here today. Well, not really, but I have to pretend. And I wanted to start out by going from where the show is being broadcast from all the way to where I am spending, I believe, maybe my last week living in the Inland Empire. That's where I should be living. But in New York City, where I've been for more than 4 years. I'm coming back to Southern California on Saturday and kind of bummed, but can't really get into all the logistics, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so Saturday night, being in New York, I had the rare chance to actually do something that I thought would be pretty interesting, and that is go to NBC Studios during the taping of Donald Trump's hosting of Saturday Night Live. And when I was specific, of course, I had a beer before I left. I have this, I tried this beer. It's called, I believe, bumpkin beer or pumpkin beer, and it's from the Avery Brewing Company. You guys can look it up. It's from Boulder, Colorado. Anyway, this beer has 16.7% alcohol. It is so strong that you drink one beer, it's probably like drinking a quart of vodka or something. It literally, even though it's a beer, it's super potent. So I had one of these, and I thought, I really want to go to Saturday Night Live when Trump's inside the NBC building. NBC is iconic. It's one of those sites that you see at Rockefeller Square in New York that everybody has seen on TV and the movies, on the internet, everywhere. You've got, of course, that ice skating rink. You got the big Christmas tree. And you've got NBC, which is the most famous television station in New York, I would say. Anyway, so Trump is inside. I get there, and it's Saturday Night Live. They actually do the show live from 11:30 to 1. And having grown up on the West Coast, we get it tape delayed, but it actually is being aired live. And earlier in the evening, there were all these protesters that were calling Donald Trump a racist. And supposedly there was this giant protest going on. And I thought, all right, I'm a little buzzed. I'm going to hop on the subway, and I'm going to see how many protesters are out in front, and maybe I can either do a video of this or get some sound and put it on the radio show on Monday. But I thought it'd be a unique opportunity to just hang out and see what it was like with Trump inside. And the ratings, of course, for Saturday Night Live from his appearance were gigantic. They were the biggest ratings they've had in 4 years, I believe, and maybe some of the biggest ever. So I get there and die.
Yes.
How many protesters do you think were at NBC while Trump was inside? Trump, the racist, but they're obviously the people are upset because he wants to build a wall around the United States and kick a lot of Mexican people out of America that he feels are criminals. And you know the whole story.
Right.
So how many protesters do you think were there when I got there? The show started at 11:30. I got there about 11:50.
Well, the show is in New York, not California. So I'm saying 0 protesters.
No, well, the show was going on live, though. I was in New York. I'm in New York.
Right. But the show is taped in New York, right?
No, it's done live.
I mean, well, it's in New York is my point.
Right, but the protesters were in New York in front of NBC.
And so there were protesters.
Well, how many? Yes.
Okay.
According
there were.
to.
Okay, I'm going to say 4.
Okay, here's the deal. Supposedly, there were hundreds of protesters earlier in the evening when Trump arrived. And so I got there during the taping, like he hadn't left yet or anything. It was during Saturday Night Live's taping. And you say 4, right?
Well, initially I said 0, but 0 to 4. How about that?
All right, let's put on Dan and Rhea, my guests from YouTube, and we'll ask them the question.
Okay. Are you
Dan
guys
and
ready?
Rhea, how are you?
Hello, hello.
Hey, how are
Hi,
you?
hi, you guys. How many people do you think were in New York protesting Donald Trump being on Saturday Night Live?
Good question. Rhea, take it away.
You're going to give it to me? I'm the one recovering from laryngitis right now. I'm gonna
I know.
say
I
quite a
heard you
few. I
on
don't
your
think
your
people are
YouTube
really happy with him.
your YouTube video too. But both of you give me an answer.
Honestly, I wouldn't say many, just because I was on Facebook and people have been posting nothing but good things. That he was funny with his Drake Hotline Bling video or parody. I really doubt many would be there protesting, to be honest.
What would you say, Dan?
That was Dan.
Oh, that was Dan. Oh, I thought it was Rhea.
No, Rhea's there. We both sound kind of the same right now.
Whoops.
Yeah, I sound a little bit like a man. Honestly, I don't think many people would be protesting him too much. I think people just want to see the show. Maybe see him go down in flames.
So Dan, you said how many people do you think were there protesting? Because I'm going to give you the answer here in a minute.
Like little to none, maybe 10.
Rhea?
I'm going to say protesting 100.
Whoa.
Okay, and Di?
All right, 4. I'll go with 4.
Now the winner gets no prize because we have none. But you were all wrong. The actual amount of protesters during Saturday Night Live was
0.
0.
Right.
So I was almost right.
Okay, Dan, you.
I was almost right.
Yeah, and you tried to
win.
trick me
No
out of
prize.
my original answer.
But here's the weird thing. CNN broadcast there were hundreds of protesters earlier in the evening. And I honestly, I was a bit buzzed and I thought this might be kind of fun. And there were none. And in fact, there wasn't even any press there. Even though he was obviously on the show and it got just gigantor ratings, we would only be so lucky, right? You guys as YouTube people, me as a radio guy.
Right.
Yeah, so there was nobody protesting his and then I guess some group offered $5,000 if somebody would say he was a racist and interrupt the show. And so the only guy who did that was Larry David. The the guy who plays Bernie Sanders. You guys know who he is, right? Curb Your Enthusiasm. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name, I think, right? He's part of the cast at any rate.
Now, Dan and Rhea, have you ever heard of Larry David?
Honestly, no.
No clue.
But you've heard of Donald Trump. Have you heard of? But then you know what's funny is I watched your meme and emoji video today, your new one.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't find it.
Right. You guys start out by talking about sexually transmitted disease.
Yeah, we do.
I would just like to say I have none.
Yeah, I heard you say that. Sure, none of us have any.
Wide range of topics.
Yeah. I was just going to say, does anybody say, if we were to listen to everybody, nobody has ever gotten an STD, right?
Well, not me.
Not me.
What about you, Di?
What was the question?
Just say yes.
Yes!
Okay, good.
I really would take that back.
Oh, really? What did you get me into now, poor man?
Nothing. We'll
Unless
move right
you
along.
have an STD, but then I would really take that back.
I'm
we were
busy
saying
answering.
that nobody ever admits they've ever had an STD.
Oh, well, They
Yeah,
don't.
I don't think
It's
anybody
true.
would ever admit to that.
Yeah. Who's going to?
I'll admit to it.
I know.
Oh, God. I'm so glad this is a
You
phone
have
interview.
before.
You know what I've had?
What? Oh, what have you had?
The little creepy crawlers that crawl through the pinna scrotal raphe. Have you ever heard of crabs?
Crabs? Yeah.
Right. And in order to defeat them, you have to be a member of the A200 Club. Basically, my roommate at the time, I was his guardian. He was 16 years old. And I guess he had slept with some strange girl. He got the crabs. And the problem with that is it's not just sexually transmitted, but it can spread all over the house. And these crabs got everywhere. I mean, our couch could have walked away. There were so many. So I was on the couch. I got it. My buddy Ramondo, who used to be a DJ on a radio station I worked at, he got it with his girlfriend. And it just spread like wildfire. We had to eventually hire an exterminator to come in and fumigate the whole house. And my friend Ramondo had it in his hair. See, I wouldn't have talked about this if you guys hadn't brought it up on your video.
Oh my gosh, that's some serious case of the crabs.
Right. and then you guys, okay, now here's what I don't know, because you didn't know Larry David. And I don't even know, is that his real name? I think it is. But
I would
then
not be able to answer that for you.
Huh?
I wouldn't be able to answer that one for you.
I bet you guys
I know
couldn't even
exactly
answer
who
what the
Larry
name
David
of my
is. I
radio
just
show
Googled
is.
I know exactly who he is. Do you know who he is as well?
Is it the meme dude we were doing?
No.
Oh.
Okay, what was your question about Larry David? I know who he is.
Okay, well, who is he?
He's the guy who wrote Seinfeld, right?
That's true.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, can I have some credit? I know who he is. I'm not that young.
Okay, everybody.
Oh,
clap.
I know who Larry David is now.
We recognize people by faces.
He's that old bald dude. He looks like Bernie Sanders, who's running for president against Hillary Clinton.
Yes. I know exactly who this is.
Okay, now here's the big question, because Di plays our jingle every day for months. She doesn't know the answer to this, and she's my partner on the show.
Yes,
what
I
is the
do.
name of my radio show? Either one of you can
I know
answer.
the answer.
All right, go ahead, Dan.
Oh wait, I know the network. My bad.
You know KCAA.
Yeah, I know KCAA.
Because I saw your video. By the way, thank you for posting that video about the show. But you got the name of the station, but you guys never mentioned the name of the show. So for an added bonus of nothing.
I think I know it.
Huh?
What is it, Dan?
Is it the Poorman's Radio Invasion?
Ah!
No, that was the show 5 years ago.
Oh, I honestly
He's
just went on the
Googling.
website and I thought I could totally get this one. Never mind.
Listen,
What I
it's
did last
okay
night.
because I do a show that nobody knows the name of, nobody cares about, and you guys have what, 3,500 subscribers on YouTube?
Correct.
Yeah.
You know how many we have?
No, we don't know how many.
This is really, you're going to be really amazed and so impressed.
I'm going to
2?
go with, 2. I feel like this is a trick question. Am I wrong? How
about you, Rhea?
I'm wrong.
I'm going to go with 100,000. Give you the benefit of the doubt.
See, Rhea's the glass is half full and Dan's the glass is half empty, and I'm the glass is,
Yes, you're correct about that.
right, and I'm the glass is fully empty. We have 202.
I was closer.
Dan, you win.
I
Dan
always
wins.
win. I always win.
But anyway, the show is called the YouTube Radio Show, and we've only been in existence since September 11th. What a day to start our YouTube channel, right?
Oh, I'm honored.
Yes.
I'm honored to be on it so early, but I would have picked a different date.
I would have picked a different date to start.
Right. I know. What a great vibe. Anyway, we're going to take a break here, and then we'll find out what Dan and Rhea are all about. I want to talk about their new video with, they're talking about emojis and memes. And then Rhea has put up pictures of hot dudes, none of which I've heard of. And we'll talk about that when we come back here on the YouTube Radio Show.
You know, the ocean isn't that far from the IE. Not when you're talking about Ocean Honda of San Juan Capistrano. It is well worth the drive. Great buys on all Honda models from the Fit to the Pilot. You'll get the best deals on wheels from Ocean Honda. And just to sweeten the deal, mention the Poorman and get a free iPad mini when you sell your car to Ocean Honda. Make the drive down the 5 to Ocean Honda off the Camino Capistrano exit. We'll see you at Ocean Honda. And don't forget to mention the Poorman. Hey everybody, I'm Pat Matthews, Mr. Announcer here on The Poor Man Show, and I'd like to let you know about my services. If you're in the need for voice work, whether it be for commercials, narrations, or even having your personal or business voicemail professionally done, I'm the guy. I promise quick turnaround and great rates. Check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/Pat Matthews Productions, and that's Matthews with 2 T's, or email me at patmatthews@cox.net. I'd love to work with you. Thanks for your time, and you have a great day.
Okay, I'm going to start doing this every day now. I'm going to be talking about this group called I Love San Bernardino. On Facebook now, they have all kinds of groups that love their individual city, whatever it happens to be. And so just because the station is located in San Bernardino, I'm going to every day try to find some highlights of the I Love San Bernardino Facebook page.
Hey, Mark will love you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's today's headline. Fireballs to flash in November night sky as torrid meteor shower peaks. Wow, there's meteors hitting San Bernardino? That's pretty good. Strange light in the sky explained is another headline. This is for San Bernardino, which, by the way, you guys, Dan and Rhea are here. If you ever, I swear, where are you guys located? What state, what city?
We're from the Great White North, Toronto, Canada.
Woo-hoo! You're Canucks.
We do not live in igloos, by the way.
I was just about to say that.
Hey, there are a lot of big YouTubers from Canada. Now, you guys have been, I see on YouTube since March of 2014, and it's called Dan and Rhea. And yeah. I think you guys are pretty funny. I mean, you're small in terms of like YouTubers. For me, you're massive compared to the YouTube radio show. But you've only been doing this a year and a half, and you guys are pretty funny. And explain how the whole thing started and how you feel you're doing. And I want you to be honest, because I have a lot of these YouTube people on, and I go, how much money are you making? I had a girl on Friday. It didn't go well. And I said, what are you making? And she kept trying to dodge the question. Why can't you say what you're making? I'm curious to know if you can make money on YouTube. And nobody will answer that question. And, but be honest. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, let me start with your first question of why we started. Well, Dan and I, especially with our age, YouTube is such a big platform. Hello? Sorry.
Yeah, how old are you? Sorry to interrupt.
YouTube's such a big platform, and I feel like people are really, diverging from traditional pop stars that, like the Miley Cyrus and everything, and going to, internet stars, people who are real, people who are making videos in their room, people who are just like them. Dan and I grew up with falling in love with people on YouTube, and then we thought to ourselves, why can't we do it? Not that we do anything extraordinary. We just, we're a comedic channel. We just display our personalities. It's super fun. Try to connect with people. So if those people who we love, we've been seeing for so many years doing it, how come we can't do it? So we just decided to do it. We've been best friends for 12 years. So it's just, we're having a blast doing it.
How old are you guys?
We're 21.
We're both 21.
Are you hearing Di in the background who did not turn off her
Yeah.
mic? Okay, go. You're both 21. Okay, and so that's what made you. That's interesting because it's funny that you say that because obviously I'm from I'm a little older, well a lot older, like 10 times you guys, but we grew up watching TV and mainstream radio like this, but yet you guys and a lot of people growing up now, they get their entertainment not from television but from YouTube, and so you're already. What's interesting, what you said is you're already seeing a difference between mainstream pop and the stars of YouTube, and you feel that's more where is that the hot thing now because people are more real, or what's the deal?
You know what it is? I think it's the fact that you feel more connected as opposed to when you're watching, your favorite star on the TV. You feel like you're not getting to know them. You don't know who they are. They're acting, or they're performing on TV. Like, you don't get to know them. Whereas with YouTube, it's kind of, Rhea and I, we sit down in front of the camera. We make a 4 or 5 minute video. We talk to the audience. We interact with them. We refer them as you guys, or you guys comment and give us your opinions down in the description below. I feel like people want to kind of be a part of something, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and how do you think you guys are doing? I mean, I don't want you to give the standard public answer like you're just saying what you're not liking. If we were talking privately, how do you think you're doing so far? You've got 3,500 subscribers. How do you guys feel?
Honestly, I think, I'm not even trying to be vague or anything. I think, honestly, we're doing really, really well. Considering I look at our channel, Dan and I look at our channel, and we're so proud of it. Like, everything we've put on our channel, like the content, it takes a lot of work. People just think it's videos in your room. There's a lot of behind the scenes that goes behind it. So it's something that Dan and I built from the bottom up. Every single subscriber, I know this sounds so cliche, but every single subscriber means so much to us. Just we watch our subscriber count throughout the day. And even when one person subscribes, that means so much because, as Dan said, things are changing. When you look at celebrities such as Rihanna or Miley Cyrus, they're plastered everywhere. You can't even get away from them even if you want to. But a YouTuber, that person, that little boy or little girl in their room has to sit on their laptop, type your name in, and actually look for you and watch your stuff and want to. It's not like it's being plastered or shoved down your throat. That's why that YouTuber and fan connection is so much bigger than a mainstream celebrity and fan connection.
But the thing that's interesting to me, and this is sort of the weird thing about it, is I still think old school mainstream has the biggest concentration immediately. Because let's take Jimmy Fallon, who does the Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many he's done it for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Do you know how many subscribers he has on YouTube? Now he's on NBC promoting his channel. Guess how many subscribers Jimmy Fallon has?
I think Jimmy Fallon is somewhere around
probably.
seven, I believe.
Million?
8, yes,
7 million?
8, 7. I think it's 8 million.
Oh wow!
Can I say a fact?
Huh?
The most subscribed channel on YouTube is actually a YouTuber who sits at his house and plays video games. That's the most subscribed person on YouTube, and I think
what is it, 32 million?
I think it's around 40 or 50 million at this point.
Wow!
Yeah, who is it?
PewDiePie.
Is it a Minecraft gamer?
He is a gamer.
He's a gamer. He just plays a wide range of games, and I think companies send him games as well, and he tests them out. He just literally just plays games, and he's really funny. He does really funny commentary on it.
And even the second most subscribed channel on YouTube is also a YouTuber duo. It's not Miley Cyrus. It's not Jimmy Fallon. It's a person who started making videos in their own room, and now they've blown up.
Who is that? Who's number 2?
This is Smosh. I
I've
believe
heard
that
of
they're
Smosh.
second at the moment. Actually, I think they were always second.
And how many millions of subscribers do they have?
If I'm not mistaken, they're somewhere around 30.
So, and what that means, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that every time they put out a video, 30 million people see that, or in the case of this cutie pie, 60 million people see their video, right?
That's a little bit of a stretch. Even with every video that comes out, it's not always going to be directed to you, so you may or not, depending on the title, want to watch it. But their videos do rank in the millions. Each video that they'll upload within the day, it will already be in the millions of views.
And in the case of Smosh, I know I tried to do an online YouTube radio show about 5 years ago, and Smosh was around then, but Smosh has never crossed to the mainstream. And a lot of the YouTube people don't. I mean, I guess Justin Bieber started on YouTube, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. It's a little, if you watch
and he's Canadian. Sorry.
Yeah,
right.
It's
your fault.
If you watch any of the award shows today, it has changed slightly. Awards are given to YouTubers. MTV Awards. Even the Emmys. YouTubers are attending Emmy Awards. They're presenting awards. There's been YouTubers who have appeared on the Ellen Show. So the times are changing. Obviously, more mainstream is pop. Miley Cyrus is much more obviously in demand, but it is changing.
We're talking to Dan and Rhea. Their YouTube channel is Dan and Rhea. Some guy commented on my Facebook page when I promoted it. They said it sounded close to diarrhea, Dan and Rhea.
It does. Good observation.
Oh, if only you knew the stress that Rhea and I went to in coming up with our name.
Those are your real names, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm Dan.
But you're like, what should we do? Like, should we do something creative, or should we just use our own names? But then we're like,
yeah, and then we're like, we want people to know our names.
Yeah.
But Rhea, how do you spell your name?
Riya.
Ah, okay.
Do your homework, Di.
I can't if I don't know how to spell her name.
Di doesn't even know the name of my show. Don't worry about it.
It's the YouTube show.
I don't. I don't worry about
it. And, oh gosh, now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, you guys.
What you get for being a jerk.
Mainstream versus YouTube fame.
Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. When we come back, I'm going to talk to Rhea about these guys who she thinks are hot. They've got a new video up. I did my homework. I watched 2 videos. One was the one that promoted me, and the other one was their brand new one, which talks about memes and emojis. And Rhea talked about what guys she thinks are hot. And so I'm going to get into that when we get back here.
This may come as a surprise, but Beatlesarama is in its 15th year of keeping the Beatles alive for a new generation. If you spent any time in the 60s, or if you're smart enough to know it was the coolest era for music, you're going to love us. Just go to Beatlesarama.com and the player should start right up. We're also available on TuneIn, iTunes, Windows Media, and more. Once you tune in, you'll be hooked. Plus, you can join our Facebook fan club and follow us on Twitter. Be sure to bookmark Beatlesarama.com. You know, the ocean isn't that far from the IE. Not when we're talking about Ocean Honda of San Juan Capistrano. It is well worth the drive. Great buys on all Honda models from the Fit to the Pilot. You'll get the best deals on wheels from Ocean Honda. And just to sweeten the deal, mention the Poorman and get 3 free oil changes with the purchase or lease of any new Honda. Make the drive down the 5 to Ocean Honda off the Camino Capistrano exit. We'll see you at Ocean Honda. And don't forget to mention the Poorman.
Okay, we're with YouTube rising superstars Dan and Rhea. If anybody wants to talk to them, here's the phone number. It's 888-909-1050, 888-909-1050. I think we had one person online who wanted to talk about Donald Trump. And if you just tuned in, I went out to Saturday Night Live last Saturday, or a couple days ago, when he was actually taping his hosting of Saturday Night Live. and there were supposedly going to be all these protesters out there, and there wasn't one single protester. So I brought that up at the beginning of the show. Is that person still on, or are they gone?
Yeah, they're here. It's Ken.
I'm here.
Oh, who is this?
Hello? This is Ken from Sherman Oaks, your homeboy.
What's happening, man?
Man, I had a question about the Donald Trump thing. Maybe you went to the wrong, maybe there's like a designated protest area, and maybe you went to the wrong area. Like, like the police block off certain areas. If you want to protest, go to area X. Maybe you went to area Y.
There was honestly, Ken, there was nobody there. There's two entrances to NBC. One is on 50th Street and the other's on 49th, and I walked around everywhere. And I asked people in this video I posted on YouTube where if there were any protesters. They had left by the time the show started.
So you circled the whole perimeter, and you did your part of due diligence, and they were gone.
Yes, I had drank a beer. I was buzzed, and so I stumbled around. A beer that was 16.7%. And I did my homework. I had to pee very badly, but I made sure I looked everywhere. And I actually stayed till the show was over because I wanted to see if I could see the Trump limo leave. And yeah, there was not one protester, not one. I was there for over an hour.
Wow, did you see the limo?
No, I didn't see his limo, or if it was there, I didn't know which one it was. There weren't even a bunch of Secret Service around. I mean, there were just a bunch of cars to pick up all the Saturday Night Live people. They were all around the place. That was it.
You know what you should do? You should go to his campaign. I'm sure he has a bunch of headquarters in New York City. I think you should go in there and find out who the heck is supporting this guy. Like, what are you guys trying to really do,
Well, let's ask Dan and Rhea. They're both 21. What do you guys think about Donald Trump being the next president?
Oh, God.
Okay, well, it doesn't make much difference to us considering we're Canadian, but honestly, I think it's pretty good. Like, I think he's going to do a really good job. Think about it. He's a really successful businessman, and America is a business at the end of the day. So
he's not a
I think he'll do
successful
pretty
businessman.
good.
He's not a successful businessman. He filed bankruptcy like 4 times. But yet he still has his billions. I'm just saying he's not good with money. Yeah, I mean, if you keep on bankruptcy, that kind of leaves doubt on it. I mean, would you agree, Poorman?
Well, I mean, he's still worth billions today. You're right. He did declare bankruptcy. I'll tell you what. I'm on Rhea's side. I like the fact that a businessman runs a country. I think, and I like his honesty. I'm not saying I agree with everything, but to me, I want a president in there who's going to entertain me anyway. I mean, opposed to Hillary. Hillary, who probably hasn't had sex in the last 15, 20 years. Well, she's lesbian, I guess, right?
Well,
I don't know.
But Bernie Sanders will get us free health care and free college, and like he'll actually do stuff. I mean,
Listen, between Bernie Sanders and Larry David, I'd vote for Larry David for president.
Well, Larry David's funnier, but
right.
Right. But Bernie Sanders would get it done. I mean, he's not a boring, like, I'm just going to be mainstream or boring. He would be like rock and roll, like a 70-something rock and roll. Let's get this, done, free health care, cut defense, help the real people, not just the rich. And I mean, I don't think he's going to win, honestly, but he's at least bringing out issues that most people don't bring up,
And you say he would be boring or not boring?
It's too boring.
Never mind. I got it. What you said.
I don't think he's boring.
Hey, Ken,
I just think he's a cranky man.
Ken.
Yeah.
Why is it that Todd? Is Todd still your best friend?
He's my good friend. What about him?
How is it that he is spent his life stalking me? And you guys first called me together when you were both 16 years old, when I was number one on the radio. And for some reason, he has stalked me ever since, and you haven't. What's going on in his brain?
I just think he follows I don't think he's stalking you. I think he wants you to have the best possible show that you're capable of, and he might have some constructive criticism. I may or may not agree with what he says or his tactics, but I think down deep he really cares, because if he didn't care, he would just stop listening. So he really cares, and he knows you could be the best, and you are the best in some respects, and you could be even better, and I think he really wants to get you to that level,
I think if I had Dan and Rhea on every day, I could probably be better because I like these guys. They could have 2 followers.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
I like to guess, though. I just have never seen your. I mean, I'm sure you know a lot about pop culture. I've just never seen your YouTubes, and
Listen, hey Ken, listen to what I'm going to ask Rhea. Rhea, you told me about all these guys you think are hot, and this was in your video you posted today, and everybody you mentioned, I didn't know who they were. Name them again, and there were pictures of them popping up.
I might know who they are.
Oh, I didn't. They weren't the guys who said they were hot. They are hot, but
No, the ones you thought were hot.
Like Dan looks like the run over version of these guys.
Right, name who they are.
How rude.
Name who? Oh, okay. I forgot. Name who they are. Who are the people that look like the run over version of Dan, your partner?
Rhea, are you there?
What?
Hello?
Yes, yeah. Rhea. Name who they are.
Okay, so they were Joe Jonas, David Henry, and David Archuleta.
Who's David Henry? I know who Joe Jonas is. He's one of the Jonas Brothers, not the one who's making hit music now, right? He's the one who's not.
Yeah.
Right. And then what is it, Nick Henry?
No, that's his brother.
What's his name? Oh, yeah, right, Nick Jonas. Sorry, it's
David Henry, she said, and then who else?
Well, who's David Henry? Rhea?
I can't understand. Sorry, there's 2 people talking at the same time.
Okay, hey, why don't you hang up on Ken if you don't mind. Ken, I love you. You know that. Hang up on Ken, and then we'll be back with just Rhea, and because I know Ken doesn't know who these people are. Okay, Rhea?
Yeah.
Okay, who's Chris? Who is Chris Henry?
David Henry.
David Henry.
All right. Well, anyway.
He's from our teeny bopper ages. He was on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, have you ever heard of the show Wizards of Waverly Place? That's where Selena Gomez got her start.
Well, I know Selena Gomez.
Yeah, so he played her.
That's a start.
He played her teen brother on the Disney Channel show Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh,
he was really big,
okay.
like a couple years ago. I don't know where he is anymore.
Right, and he's brunette also. And Dan, of course, your partner is brunette. And then the third one was David Archuleta.
I say that he's really good looking, and I say Dan looks like the run-over version of him because Dan is not good looking.
Rhea has this thing since high school where anytime she saw a guy with dark hair and that she thought was attractive, she would say, "I look like him," to get my hopes high, and then after she would say, "But the run-over version," and then she'd bring my hopes back down.
Now, have you guys seen what I look like?
No.
I have dark hair. If you compared Dan to me, I would be like a Mack semi-truck run-over version, where there would be like 25 wheels in a row that would go across.
Oh, don't be so mean.
Oh.
I'm sure you're not that bad.
Yeah, if you had about 10 of those beers I was talking about earlier, maybe.
Technically, we could. It's legal here in Canada to be of our age.
Right. Yeah. Canada's it's legal to do what?
So everything is completely legal once you hit 19, unless you live in Quebec where it's 18.
What's the age of sexual consent in Canada?
16.
16.
I love how you know that, Dan.
Oh, I'm sorry. We learned it in school. Thank you very much, Rhea.
What is it?
It's 16.
Wow. So in Canada, a guy who is 50 could boink a 16-year-old girl, and it would be totally legal.
What if I feel like this is wrong? No, I'm pretty sure it's 16.
Probably wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 16. Oh, no. I think you're not allowed, if you're older 18. You know what? I'm totally butchering this. I know you're not allowed to have sex under 16. That's all I know.
But have you ever seen a 16-year-old guy or girl?
That's not stopping anybody.
What?
I said that the age restriction is not going to stop anybody.
Right. But have you ever seen out in public, like having a romantic dinner, a 16-year-old girl and a 58-year-old guy?
That's
Dan,
just pedophilic.
you're definitely wrong. It's
But,
definitely
okay, but like
it's
an 18-year-old can be with a 16-year-old because that's legal. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm pretty sure even if the girl is like 21 and the guy's 65, still a little bit pedophilic in my eyes.
Why don't you guys, somebody research Canadian law that's listening right now and let me know what the legal age of consent is in Canada. In America, I think it just depends on the state, doesn't it?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person.
How did we degenerate the conversation to this?
Canada.
Say it again, Rhea. I, for some reason, I'm stepping on you or you're stepping on me. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
No, I say it's definitely 18 in States and Canada.
So it's not 16.
No, definitely. I don't know what you're
I'm
saying.
pretty sure it is. I'm standing by that decision.
Okay, this is
I
what
think
it
you're getting
says.
mistaken
Listen.
That 16 is the age that your parents can consent to get married.
Okay, who the hell's getting married at 16?
Okay, Di is...
Want to.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard the number 16 being thrown around. Not to say I have. I'm just saying I heard that number being thrown around while in high school. I'm going to stick by that number.
Yeah, I can just see it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, here's the difference. Dan is partly right. It says the age of consent for sexual activity is 16 years. It was raised from 14 years on May 1st of 2008 by the Tackling Violent Crime Act. However, the age of consent is 18 years where the sexual activity exploits the young person. So that means prostitution, pornography, and stuff like that.
Well, okay, let's say there's
like
pure...
illegal at any age, unless you live in like some parts of Asia. Well, I'm being honest.
I think your next video, you guys ought to explore that legal age in Canada.
I would just like to say that I was right. Thank you.
Right.
And you were right, Dan.
Dan,
Yay.
see, that's why we call you Dan the Man. All right, we're going to take one more break here, and then we're going to come back with our remaining moments in this fabulously detailed, in-depth interview with Dan and Rhea from YouTube. Not to be confused with diarrhea. It's Dan and RIYA. Subscribe to their YouTube channel now!
Hey everybody, I'm Pat Matthews, Mr. Announcer here on The Poor Man Show, and I'd like to let you know about my services. If you're in the need for voice work, whether it be for commercials, narrations, or even having your personal or business voicemail professionally done, I'm the guy. I promise quick turnaround and great rates. Check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/Pat Matthews Productions, and that's Matthews with 2 T's, or email me at patmatthews@cox.net. I'd love to work with you. Thanks for your time, and you have a great day. You know, the ocean isn't that far from the IE. Not when you're talking about Ocean Honda of San Juan Capistrano. It is well worth the drive. Great buys on all Honda models from the Fit to the Pilot. You'll get the best deals on wheels from Ocean Honda. And just to sweeten the deal, mention the Poor Man and get a free iPad mini when you sell your car to Ocean Honda. Make the drive down the 5 to Ocean Honda off the Camino Capistrano exit. We'll see you at Ocean Honda. And don't forget to mention the Poor Man.
Like 12 times, because the object of this is to take whatever audience I have for this radio show and drone this song into their heads so they'll go mad, and maybe we'll go viral as a radio show because we'll drive somebody insane. Okay, Dan and Rhea, RIYA, guests. They're a YouTube comedy pair who have known each other 12 years, and they do videos every Monday. And we have Charles from Ohio who wants to talk to you, one of your fans, I think. It's the phone number, if anybody else wants to call, is 888-909-1050. Charles, welcome.
Hey, Dan and Briette. You know what? This is a true fact. If you are convicted of a DUI in the U.S., you are not allowed in Canada. That is true. Did you know that?
No, we didn't. Thank you
Yes,
for letting
that
us
is
know.
a friend of mine who got 3 DUIs, came with me to the Detroit-Windsor border and was turned away at the border because if you are convicted of a felony, a DUI, and you be shoplifting, you are not allowed in Canada. But you have the best chocolate bars. Aero chocolate bars are absolutely fantastic. I don't even Aero chocolate bars are so great. I wanted to continue with your game, so I wanted to just throw some celebrity names at you, okay? And see if you still find them acceptable if they had been hit by a Mack truck, okay?
This is Dave Learman.
Huh?
Okay.
This is Dave Learman.
Channing Tatum.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so Channing Tatum, even if he was hit by a Mack truck. Okay. What about, I got a good one, Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp's my ultimate favorite.
Is it so yes?
Definitely yes. Definitely.
Okay, now Dan, are you there, Dan?
Yes.
Okay, now I want you to get in touch with your Caitlyn Jenner side. Okay, so I'm going to kind of mix it up. Right?
Okay, let's do this.
All right, let's say Brad Pitt, if he was hit by a Mack truck, would you still find him attractive?
I'm entering my Caitlyn Jenner side. Yes, definitely.
If you got in touch with your Caitlyn Jenner side, you know, you got to get in touch with your feminist.
How about Caitlyn Jenner, Dan?
Now, what's that?
Dan.
You want my opinion on Caitlyn Jenner?
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like she was born to be who she is right now. 100%. She looks gorgeous. I just feel like as a person, she's more attractive as a woman anyways. So kudos to her.
She's really pretty. We support Caitlyn Jenner.
Now, I don't mean to get in your plumbing. I'm heterosexual. I know Di is. What about you guys?
Yeah, we're good.
Both of you are heterosexual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, people can do what they want. If it was up to me, I'm behind gay marriage. I'm behind, any kind of marriage to women who are in love. I would even go so far as if an animal was in love with a human, they could get married if they truly were loving each other.
I think that's called bestiality.
Well, I know. Thank you. But I saw. Have you guys actually watched I Am Kate ever?
No, I haven't.
I have.
You've seen it.
Yeah, I have. I watched the first season.
Did you see the one?
But
Okay,
I'm
listen.
into pop culture.
Huh?
Yeah, Dan is really into pop culture. Any pop culture questions, shoot it his way.
Okay, Dan, did you see the episode? Okay, I've only seen one episode, but I was riveted by it. Okay, I could not stop watching Caitlyn Jenner because she was at a hotel at a table with a couple. One of the couple, the woman, they were two women. One of the women was a transgender, and they had been married 30 or 40 years, and when they originally were married, the all-woman, who was a woman her entire life, was married to the dude version of...
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Right. It was a dude, and then the dude became a woman, and they stayed married.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Did you see that,
That's
Dan?
Jerry Springer stuff.
Yeah, did you see it, Dan?
I do know. I don't remember exactly the episode, but I know the couple that you are referring to. It's funny, though, because I have heard of other couples who are like that.
Yeah, that to me was... And then you wonder, okay...
Are they famous? Like, or they're just random tour part of the show?
I think they're just random part of the show, I think.
Oh, so were they talking to Caitlyn for, like, advice or something?
No, I think the woman...
episode, but...
I think the woman was the head of some transgender organization, actually. Not the new woman, the original woman, the one who was always the woman.
Oh, so she was like always like pro transgender, and then her partner became a woman.
Okay. Yes, I think so. But I was just going to say the plumbing down below is what concerns me, because as I understand it, sometimes they leave the cue ball and the 8 ball down, whatever. They leave the little package down below.
I believe Caitlin has the package down below as well, but I'm not entirely sure.
No, I think so too. No, I agree with Dan. And the thing about Caitlin, this is brilliant. That's why I had to become a woman, is that Caitlin still likes women. Now, if I did that, well, nobody would care. But, then all of a sudden you could hook up with babes because, anyway, no, I'm not going to do it. Okay, let's go to Mike from Menifee. Mike is on the line. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Did you? I want to speak to Dan and Rhea. Did you see the episode of South Park where they had the Canadian Donald Trump?
No.
Oh, well,
I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
was he really nice because he was Canadian?
No, he was horrible. The Poorman. I was wondering, did you see that video I posted on your Twitter account of Stephen the lesbian?
No, I haven't actually been actively
no,
checking Twitter today, but I'll definitely look that one up.
Did you see the Harry Partridge video I put up there?
So funny.
Honestly, I must have missed it.
Yeah, am I up there, Di? Am I back on? Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I saw it, Mike. That's so funny, that Harry Partridge video where Steve the lesbian.
Yeah, you think you can get Pat Matthews to book him on the show for the whole hour?
Yeah, that guy's really talented. He does. Have you guys seen it? He does really like edgy animation. Harry Partridge, and this is called Steve the Lesbian, and you can find it on YouTube. Just go to Harry Partridge. That's a YouTube channel, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I want to say that I think it's very dangerous for Donald Trump to be president. Just because you're a good businessman doesn't mean you know anything about like government. And furthermore, I think you need somebody who's who has a bit of decorum and class and taste in the White House. It's a very dignified position, President of the United States, and I think that Trump would sully that.
So who would you vote for, Mike from Menifee?
Well, there's nobody running right now. Personally, I'd vote for Berman.
There's nobody running right now? We've had more candidates than ever.
No, I guess you're saying you don't like any of the 20.
I'd probably vote for Hillary just because she's, middle of the road, and I don't think she's, dignified. She's middle of the road. She's bland, and I prefer that in a leader than some loudmouth who I think will get us into a lot of trouble because he doesn't know when to shut his mouth. I mean, this guy is a menace. This is Donald Trump.
All right. Okay. Hey, listen, thanks, Mike. We're just about out of time.
No problem.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We go to YouTube, look up Dan and Rhea. They've been our guests for the full hour. Thanks, you guys, for being on here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
If you have any other quick plugs you want to do, go for it.
If we want any what? Sorry, I missed it.
If you want to mention anything for people to check out, go for it.
Just check out our channel if you want to stop by for a couple minutes a day. Just brighten up your day. Dan and Rhea, DAN and RIYA. And we will be happy to hang out with you on the World Wide Web.
Okay, thanks, you guys. See ya.
Thank you.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of BuySellMakeOffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
Announcing they'll open their doors to shoppers at 6 p.m. local time Thanksgiving Day. Toys R Us 1 hour earlier. No official word yet from Walmart, which opened its stores at 6 p.m. last year. Wall Street wrapping up its worst day in more than a month. The Dow today down 180 points. The